Wouldn't you like to have your cake and eat it too? I think we all would. Um, I kind of laugh at that expression because, um, you know, us older folks have these expressions that sometimes the younger generation, they don't know what it means. Um, a few months back, I was doing a Sunday school lesson, and the guys and girls in the group were a little bit younger. I think they're in their 20s and 30s. And I can't remember the exact reference of why I was using this expression, but I said, okay, who can finish this sentence for me? And I said, birds of a feather. And guess what? It was silent. Birds of a feather flock together. Well, I don't know the reference of where I was going with that. I can't remember, but anyway, I kind of got off track there, but some of these expressions, sometimes the younger generation, they don't know it, but most people know what's meant when you say it'd be nice to have your cake and eat it too. I think what that means is, it'd be nice to have the best of both worlds. Oh my gosh, there's another expression, because a lot of times in life, like, it's hard to have your cake and eat it too. It's hard to have two things going well for you at the same time. I've thought about over my career working, to have a good career, work wise. Sometimes it makes your home life, not as productive and vice versa. And I guess it's all about balance in that situation, but you kind of know what I mean. Having your cake and eat it too. It's not always easy. And a lot of times it's impossible, but let me get to my point here. I want to share with you two, I'm going to call them case studies or scenarios of some folks I've recently worked with. Over my last 33 years in this business, I've worked with people going on Medicare, helping people with Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, and I still do that a lot. But another big part of what I do is helping people with like IRAs, with 401k rollovers. A lot of people are like, where do I roll that money over to? So I want to talk to you about two scenarios where I feel like the people I've worked with, I was able to help them have their cake and eat it too. And so the first scenario is a fella, I've known him for a while. But anyway, he finally retired, had a 401k plan. We were rolling over into an IRA, and this is a single guy. And he said, Brad, I'm going to need income. I'm going to need to utilize this IRA for income purposes. So we looked at a few different scenarios, and what we came up with for him, he is basically going to keep his principal intact. We're just going to take the interest off of his IRA each month. The interest, we're going to have it set up where he's going to have an amount sent to him every single month in his checking account. And interest rates have dropped a little bit, but we were able to get him a pretty competitive interest rate that he's happy with. So at the end of the day, where the cake and have the cake and eat it too comes into play, he's going to be able to get this monthly income that he's looking for every single month, like clockwork, coming into his checking account, while at the same time, and this is the have your cake and eat your cake and eat it too. His principal is intact. So down the road, if we need to make any changes, his principal, we're not eating into his principal. So anyway, that is scenario number one. I just feel like that was a really good situation for him, taking advantage of these higher than normal interest rates. The other scenario was a couple I worked with. They had some money, and they're like, well, we don't need to utilize the money. And this is another IRA account. We don't need to utilize the money from the IRA account. We just want it to grow. Now, this couple is a little bit younger, and ideally, now we don't know what situations are going to come up in their lives, but ideally, they're probably not going to need to touch that money for 8 or 9, 10 years down the road. And so the play on this particular situation was growth. And they were not gamblers or They didn't want to put money in the stock market where they could lose money. So we put their money in an area that's going to grow for them. In fact, it's going to have guaranteed growth. And each year they can, kind of move around their strategies. There's different strategies we can use. But what I want to get around to in this particular case, they're able to participate in the stock market, in the S&P 500, with zero risk. So basically, they're getting a good interest rate. If the market goes up, they get to participate in the gain of the stock market. If the market goes down, their principal and interest that their account grows each year, that's also protected. So if we have a market correction, principal and interest are guaranteed at all times. So that's what they liked. So kind of the cake and eat it too theme that we're on here. They're basically able to participate in the stock market, get the gains, but also they get to have their cake and eat it too, where their principal and interest are guaranteed at all times. So those are some situations that I love working with situations like that. Sometimes there are more complicated scenarios, but those two scenarios, if you find yourself in one of those categories where you want interest or you want your an income coming to your checking account every month, but you want to protect your principal at all times, that's scenario number one. Let me know down below. I'll show you how to get in contact with me. Or number two, you don't need income right now. You're either still working or you've got other sources of income. You're just wanting your money to grow. That's scenario number two. Again, principal and interest guaranteed at all times. That's what I call having your cake and eat it too. We've got a couple resources down below. My book, Protecting Your Retirement. We always are happy to send that out, either a physical copy, or if you click on the link below, we will just email you out a ebook or the PDF version. And also this IRA publication I came up with called IRA Max. Very important, showing you how to maximize the growth of that IRA and to make sure it lasts throughout your retirement. If I can help in any way, let me know. And again, hey, you can have your cake and eat it too. Thanks.